If you're anything like me, you got bored in history class. You probably didn't learn about any of the cool, lesser-known people or events that took place. Do you like tales of violence, psychos, war criminals, and the heroically unhinged? Everything and everyone is on the table from the dawn of civilization forward. This isn't going to be just hearing stories of the good guys. Historical scumbags will get their day in the sun too. And that's all wrapped in a cozy blanket of dark humor and inappropriate jokes. If you want to learn some history from a guy that looks like your shop teacher, look no further. You're going to love this. And I'm sure something will catch your attention. Heroes, villains, madmen, the events that changed the world. My name is Kevin, and this is History Goon. You can find History Goon every Monday on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and everywhere else you get your podcasts. You can also find me on Patreon at patreon.com/1159. Look forward to seeing you guys.
Welcome back to Dark Discoveries. I am your host, Dustin. I'm here with
Jimbo.
You know what we're doing tonight, Jimbo?
Absolutely nothing.
So far. But we're going to kick this back to some episodes of Times Gone By. I don't know how you'd say it, but we're going to go back to having a little bit of fun. I think we've got a little too serious for a little too long. So we got to let our hair down. We got to have fun. And what better way to have fun than let's talk about an odd and unusual heist. I'm going to call it a heist. I like the word heist more. So imagine it's the morning of July 28th, 2018. Miss Helen woke up expecting what was for her a perfectly normal Saturday. As a gray horn shark living in the San Antonio aquarium, her daily routine was fairly predictable. You swim around, you avoid bumping into things, you deal with tourists who want to touch you and grab you, and you rinse and repeat, and you do it over and over and over again. She had no way of knowing that before the day was over, she would become the victim of one of the strangest animal thefts the world had ever seen. And arguably the only shark to ever star in a crime story that sounds completely made up, but entirely real. Do I have you on the edge of your seat?
You have me on the edge of the Shark Tank.
I hope somebody gives us an offer because
to buy you out of your contract.
We need somebody to pick us up or buy us out. Mark Cuban. Come on. I know you got big money. I don't know the other people's names, so I can't really profess to them. But hey,
how about just Elon Musk? Because he's like the first trillionaire ever or whatever.
We're Hoosiers, Mark Cuban, and you went to college in Indiana. So let's show some Indiana love, man. Not just IU football. The San Antonio Aquarium was busy that day. Families were wandering through exhibits. Kids pressed their dirty faces against the glass.
Smudging the windows.
They touched them with their fingers and smeared it. So
speaking of that, Dustin,
a custodian had to come in and clean that mess up.
Speaking of that, have you ever been down at our zoo, right? And they've got the, what they call it, under the sea exhibit or whatever. And you go in there and there's that one aquarium room that has like the globe that you could stick like your whole head in, you know. How many germs are on that thing, you think?
I don't, because that's probably where COVID started. They say somebody ate a bat. I say some little kid coughed all over a globe that you put your head in. Oh. Kids are germ factories too.
Oh yeah.
I like kids. I love my kid. I don't like anybody else's.
You don't like my kids?
Well, your kids are grown up.
Well, we like Jackie's kids. They're our buddies.
Yeah, well, that's different. I like some kids. Your kids are adults, Jimbo.
It's true. It's true.
So, you got parents, you know, they've paid their fare. They've bought their snacks. And wondering, why everything is twice the price at the aquarium. They're just trying to justify, how can I make this worth it? My kids don't understand the value of $1, but I just spent $250 to take these snot-nosed brats to the aquarium and feed them and park and buy them souvenirs. Parents are stressing out. It's a normal summer weekend. Nothing seemed unusual. Nobody walked in the doors thinking that they were going to witness something that was going to be on possibly Shark Week at some point. Who knows? Living in one of the aquarium's touch tanks was Miss Helen. Like we said, a gray horn shark valued at approximately $2,000. Now, before anyone starts picturing a giant great white shark circling this tank, to ominous music.
It's not the shark that Fonzie tried to jump over with the skis, right?
It's not Jaws. It's not the shark Fonzie's jumping. We're talking about a shark in the petting tank. She wasn't terrorizing anything. She's minding her own business. She was relatively small, whose primary responsibility seemed to be swimming around while visitors pointed at her, took pictures. And in many ways, she was living the life the same as a customer service employee. You just show up every day, you deal with the public, and probably wondering how some of these people manage to survive into adulthood and how to raise children. Somewhere amongst the visitors that day, 3 people who had allegedly had very different plans than everyone else. Anthony Shannon, Anthony, I don't know, it's Chiodini. There you go. That's
Chioden?
we haven't done in a while. We haven't spelled nothing. And Callie Shannon entered the aquarium looking completely normal. They weren't dressed up like, bank robbers or movie villains. They weren't sneaking around in trench coats. They weren't carrying a giant bag labeled, shark theft equipment. Everybody else, they looked to be ordinary people enjoying the day at the aquarium. Nobody expected a shark thief that day. Think about all the security training in the world. Employees are taught to watch out for shoplifters. They're trained to identify suspicious behavior, emergency procedures. It's sad today in retail, they have to teach you active shooter training. The world's gone to hell in a handbasket. At no point does any of those employee handbooks or training, sessions tell you what to do if you see somebody attempting to steal a shark. Do you just contact management immediately? What do you do? Because let's face it, nobody steals sharks. Until these 3 idiots did.
What kind of security are these tanks in, right? Is it like
it's a touch tank? Like there's one person.
Oh, like we have at our zoo that you can put your hand in.
There's one person manning this big tank,
like our zoo.
Yeah, I mean you've got either a long one or it's like a circle or something, and these fish can swim around, and you got 3 people. You got 2 to deal and 1 to steal. You got them
outnumbered.
You got the security. You got the person answering your questions. You've got 1 or 2 people just bombarding them, and their backs turned. And let's see what happens.
Something
According to our
smells
investigators,
fishy.
Oh yeah, this wasn't a spur of the moment decision. Police would later determine the theft appeared to be planned, and perhaps the most amazing part of this entire story. At some point before July 28th, there was an alleged meeting. 3 grown adults sat down and discussed logistics of acquiring a shark that didn't belong to them. There had to be a moment when somebody said, okay, hear me out, Jimbo. Instead of being laughed out of the room, they continued to talk and plan. And here's the thing, you got 3 people stealing a shark. Like only one person's going to benefit from it if you're stealing it to have it as a pet.
Well, maybe they're hungry. I mean, those food prices, So they're up there these days, right?
It's 2018. That wasn't as bad as today.
Right. Still.
But I never said, man, I wonder what that shark tastes like, because
Have you ever had shark?
no, but I've had mahi, which is dolphin. But to me, a shark seems to be way more muscly than a dolphin, a horny dolphin. Nobody said, let's go play putt-putt instead. They said, let's go with this. Maybe we should spend our Saturday doing anything else, is what they probably should have thought. But somehow they kept discussing a plan to steal a shark. So they had to figure out the details. How do you move the shark? How do you keep the shark alive? We've all watched Free Willy. I think they probably got an idea.
Hey, Dustin, just for the record, mahi is not dolphin.
It's
called a dolphin fish.
It's like a fish.
But it's not a dolphin. It is a fish, you moron.
No,
because dolphins are mammals. I just looked it up, buddy. Mahi is often called dolphin fish, but it is not a dolphin. The mahi is a fish, and dolphins are mammals.
Well, I think it's the closest thing that you can get to like dolphin, like without having a dolphin.
So it's not a dolphin. It's dolphin imitation. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I was always told. I don't know why you got to be so technical. You let the listeners decide that. Email us.
Well, I didn't want them to email and yell at you and see how stupid you were.
Like, hey, darkdiscoveryspot@gmail.com. It's not exactly the same, but it's kind of the same. Potato, tomato.
Mahi, dolphin.
Mahi, sea bass. Halibut. Are you done?
For now.
I like my serious episodes a little bit more because I can tell you to be quiet and let me read.
Oh, yeah, this is open forum.
C spot, run. Spot runs. Turn the page.
What are you talking about now?
I'm just trying to distract you so you don't pay attention while I'm reading. So, like I said, maybe they watched Free Willy. Maybe they knew how to keep the shark alive. But how do you get the shark out of an aquarium without anybody noticing? What happens if somebody stops you to ask questions? Most importantly,
water for the poor guy.
What happens, more importantly, if the shark has questions? The answer they arrive to, how they're going to get this whole thing pulled off. How are you going to transport a shark out of the aquarium
in a backpack?
The most logical thing to get a shark out of a aquarium is, drum roll please, a baby stroller. What are you doing?
We got to let that beat drop, Dustin. This is their getaway. This is their getaway music.
What are you doing to our listeners? We're trying to run away.
Come on, Dustin. That was funny.
Somewhere in America, someone looked at a baby stroller and thought, you know what this needs? A little less baby.
Pacifier for the shark.
A little less baby and a lot more shark.
Did they have water in the stroller or carriage?
I'm assuming you just have to wait and listen. It's well thought out, I told you. As well thought out as this can be.
These guys have more ambition than you do when it comes to normal things about stealing a shark.
Hey, man, I don't want to get up and cut my grass. It's been raining. It's going to be thick as hell to come.
Oh, just so everybody knows, I am recovering from 15 kidney stones, and Dustin drove over an hour away every week and came and cut my grass for me. So, Dustin, I want to say thank you.
He never offered to even give me gas money.
No, but I am going to take you to Yummy Bowl where you can have some
that's a mahi. That's a bad business model for me.
And then you know what Dustin will say? Oh, I don't need anything. One day I might be in this predicament and you'll come help me.
Yeah,
Sucker. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, here I am, 1 hour to his house, an hour and a half to mow, because the first time I mowed, I had to mow it all twice because he was on vacation. It was like knee high by the 4th of July. I mean, it's going to be a good crop out there. And then I drove an hour home 3 times. And I'll buy a yummy. That's a whore. I'm not going in the landscaping business. And I may or may not have sprayed a bush with some
he may or may,
he may or may not die.
He may or may not have lost my gas cap. He may or may not have lost something else on the lawnmower.
Because
he may have got it to where my lawnmower won't even turn over now. I almost had to pull my kidney out to try to start it yesterday. He may have almost mowed over my internet line that's buried in the ground, and he may have got poison ivy. But Dustin, thank you.
Poison ivy.
I said thank you. Take your thank you.
You put your hey Jimbo, what's the difference between a flathead and a Phillips screwdriver?
You asking me?
Yeah.
A flathead is flat.
Okay.
It looks like a spatula that you can flip.
Okay. What's a Phillips screwdriver?
It's got like a star on the end. Four things on the end.
Jimbo is the most mechanically inclined person I've ever met.
It's true. True. I can barely change a tire.
He put this mower together, so you all know. He put it together and he was so proud. All the bolts run backwards. And he's like, hey, it was running.
It was fine when I was doing it.
And then it stopped.
Not while I was doing it.
Yeah, you did. I said, did you put gas in it?
Well, that was when I first put it together. No, it wasn't gas. It was the oil.
Did you put oil in it. He's like, I thought it came with the oil.
It did come with oil.
Mike, that's why they gave you this bottle of oil, because you gotta put oil in it.
So it started, and I got half the front yard cut before it died. So
you got a pass and a half, about 20 feet.
Hey, that's good enough.
I told you to take it, but now it's my fault. The mower don't want to start. I told you got to take the air filter off because it's probably got shit in the carburetor already.
Well, how do we get it from mowing my grass to off topic of the shark carriage?
Well, because you started.
I just said thank you.
You started to. No, we're going there. So remember, I am the baby face of this. All right, now I got to find my spot because we went off on a 20-minute tangent. But the listeners need to know that you didn't even put oil in your lawnmower.
Yeah,
I took the thing back.
I don't like oil on my lawnmower, and I don't like oil in my salad.
So it's probably got to take the carburetor off and clean the damn carburetor.
Well, we're still waiting to get my riding lawnmower fixed too, that Dustin's looked at 14 times. 3 batteries later.
You've never said, I'll buy the part. It's like, well,
I don't even know what the part is.
Told you it's probably a coil.
Probably. That's quotation. Probably. After we've exhausted plugs, we've exhausted batteries, we've exhausted.
Hey, if you guys buy a new lawnmower and it's got an AGM battery in it, those things, when they start to go bad, like they will crank like it's, a plug or something, and you got to change that battery and it'll start. And he'll throw batteries at it, but he won't throw.
We need your brother of Dustin. If you're listening, I need you, man. Dustin says you could take care of me.
Yeah, he's just trying to over here get you to work for free too.
Oh, no, I'll take him to Yummy Bowl too.
It's all in this big Jimbo conspiracy.
Me and the Yummy Bowl conspiracy. All right, Dustin. So how are they getting this shark out of there?
So they procured a baby stroller. I wonder if they brought the stroller in, or if they stole it from somebody at the.
You know what I wish they would have done instead?
Did you ever watch Shameless, where I'm spacing her name now, where Deb started stealing expensive, like designer bougie strollers?
Yeah.
On Craigslist.
You know what would have been even funnier is if they would have had one of them baby harnesses like on The Hangover, where he sits right in the front of one of them and put a little hat on him like it's their kid or something walking around the park.
It's a little slimy thing.
So are kids.
Have you ever touched a shark?
Yeah.
That's just this weird texture. I don't know. So, they commandeered somewhere a baby stroller, and According to investigators, Anthony Shannon eventually reached into the tank and removed Miss Helen from the water. This is usually the point where most people realize that this is escalated. We're doing this thing. And maybe you've made a questionable decision in your life. I'm sure we all have, kind of like me agreeing to do this. Maybe you bought something from an infomercial at 2 a.m. Maybe you texted an ex-girlfriend after a few drinks at 2 a.m. But chances are, I don't think any of us have ever found ourselves holding a live shark. And in your mind, everything is going according to plan. Yet, here they were. Miss Helen was wrapped in a wet blanket to help keep her alive during transport. See, you have to let me tell the story for you to get your answers that you ask premature. She was then placed in a bucket containing salt water. From the shark's perspective, this had to be a very confusing day. 1 minute you're swimming around minding your own business. The next, you're wrapped up in a blanket or a towel like a wet burrito and placed into somebody's 5-gallon bucket. And you don't know a damn person around you. Then came the part of the story that would make international headlines. The bucket was then placed inside the baby stroller. No matter how many times you hear this sentence, I know it sounds fake. The stolen shark was put in a baby stroller. Police later had to explain this to reporters with straight faces. News anchors had to repeat it without laughing. Detectives had to include this into their official reports. Somewhere in the government files exists paperwork that essentially reads, suspect concealed a shark inside a baby stroller. That's not a sentence that most people in law enforcement expect to write when they join the force. The group then calmly walked towards the exit. They weren't panicking. They weren't rushing. Nobody was chasing them. No alarms were going off. Just 3 adults casually pushing a stroller through an aquarium. I wonder if it had one of those things that like folds all the way down to block them from the sun. I don't think this was one of those cheap strollers that you fold up and put in the back of your car.
You know what? If they were like dumb criminals, they would have did the rent a stroller from the zoo or aquarium, right?
We need our deposit. Hey, that's all. You can't take that outside.
Get the quarter back. It's our Aldi's quarter. Right?
You know what? I've noticed at Aldi's lately, people don't care about that quarter. Like,
no.
Hey, man, do you need this card?
Exactly.
Here you go. And it's like, I got a free quarter.
Dustin takes the quarter when he leaves, though.
No, I don't use a cart because I don't ever expect to buy more than 2 or 3 things. And then I get yelled at for not taking a reasonable, bag. And it's like, honey, it's 12 cents a bag. You just paid $1.50 for 6 soft pretzels. You're worried about a nickel or two nickels a dime or whatever. I mean, it's 12 cents. Just bag it and shut up. I love you. I'm glad she doesn't listen to this because she would be mad at me. So nobody stopped him because when you see a stroller, your brain automatically thinks, hey, brain, there's probably a baby in there. I don't want to wake them, but maybe there's snacks. Maybe there's toys. Maybe there's a diaper bag. That's your first thought. I can't say anybody's ever wondered like, man, somebody's pushing that baby down the street. I wonder if it's a baby shark. No, you don't, because it's just common sense. It's a baby. Or one of those weird people that pay $4,000 for a baby doll that looks real. Have you seen those people?
Yeah.
I don't think they listen to this podcast, so I think we're okay to make fun of them. I hope.
Well, actually,
we may have lost one.
Just so you know, Dustin, I have a good friend that I work with that listens to this podcast. His son has autism.
Well, that's different.
And he's got one. He showed me they got it for Christmas last year, I do believe. And, he wakes up and he, the baby's crying and all that.
Real.
Huh?
They're like realistic as hell.
Oh yeah. And so, you know, they got clothes and diapers and all that.
Adults. There's normal adults I've seen on TV that just buy these and they push them around like they're real. And there's circumstances like you just said that they are perfectly fine. But then you got these like 60-year-old women that are pushing around like they have a real baby to get attention. You know what I mean? There's some weird people out there. And
there's some weird people that have podcasts.
I don't think that 60-year-old women pushing those around are listening to. That's not our demographic, I don't think. I don't know. Tell us your demographics. Are you 18 to 34? Are you?
I'm 8 years old.
Or, yeah, are you Bond and you've got a student listening to your podcast and you got to yell at him?
Hey, he's gonna come on next week. Can't wait.
I think I'm done with that podcast. I don't think I'll be allowed on it no more because children listen to it. I think they're probably just doing it for extra credit, if you want my opinion. But back into the story, like I said, we're going off the rails here tonight.
This is why it's been a long time coming.
I can't wait to get serious after this one.
We may not get serious ever again.
So nobody stopped him. Miss Helen unknowingly became the most famous getaway passenger at this point in the history of crime. The suspects exited the building, loading their unusual cargo into their vehicle, and they drove away. For a brief period of time, the shark heist had actually worked. The suspects left the aquarium, the shark was gone, and nobody had realized it yet. Back in the aquarium, employees continued their day. Visitors would come and go. Children pointed at the fish. Everything appeared normal until a staff member eventually noticed something was missing. I'm pretty sure they put the shark out today, right? I know sometimes the display's down, but wasn't he here? I've been manning this station. It had to be here. We lose things all the time. Things that are easy to lose, like your car keys, your wallet, your cell phone. A shark isn't typically one of those things that you lose. It's in the tank. And if it's not in the tank, did it jump out and it's a foot or two with a wet path? A shark's absence should stand out to you. When employees discovered Miss Helen was missing, confusion quickly turned to concern. Staff searched the areas, they checked the exhibit, and then they reviewed the security footage. The aquarium contacted the Leon Valley Police Department, launching one of the strangest investigations that any of the responding officers had ever encountered. At first glance, the crime sounds like a prank call. A stolen shark hidden in a stroller sounds less like a police report and more like a story you hear at a bar after somebody's 3 sheets to the wind. But the surveillance footage was real. Investigators began reviewing the video and quickly identified the suspects. Cameras captured their movements throughout the aquarium and eventually helped authorities identify the vehicle that was used to leave the scene. You don't think this place has cameras? Come on. You can't do nothing outside and not be caught by a camera or a Google vehicle. The trail ultimately led the police to Anthony Shannon's residence. And this is where the story takes another turn. When they arrived, they discovered Miss Helen wasn't alive. She was not being turned into sushi. Not only was she alive, but she was placed inside a custom-built saltwater aquarium. Investigators found specialized equipment, marine animals, and evidence that Shannon possessed significant knowledge about maintaining aquatic environments. In other words, this wasn't somebody who just stole a shark and immediately wondered, what do I do next? There had been a plan. And let's keep in mind that most people, and I think Jimbo's one of these people, struggle to put together a bookshelf from IKEA, even with instructions. You got to turn like page 7. It's in English, not Swedish. This guy allegedly had a shark-ready living arrangement within his house. Police would later report that Miss Helen did appear to be healthy. Aquarium personnel were brought to the residence to positively identify the shark. You would think they'd have some type of microchip or something in them too they could track, you would think. After confirming her identity, Miss Helen was transported back to the aquarium where staff monitored her condition. Officials later stated that she resumed her normal behavior and appeared to have no significant harm from the ordeal. I guess sharks have a short brain. They don't remember trauma. Anthony Shannon would later tell media outlets that he believed some of the animals at the aquarium were not receiving proper care and claimed he took the shark because he felt he could provide a better environment. Authorities viewed the situation somewhat differently. Their position was fairly simple. Whatever the motive, taking a shark from an aquarium without permission tends to fall under the category of theft. And keep in mind, that's like $2,000. So I don't know where larceny and grand larceny go in Texas. Anthony Shannon, Andrew, however, Chiodini, however you want to say it, and Callie Shannon were subsequently charged in connection with this incident. Investigators alleged that the crime had been planned and pointed to all the equipment used, including the bucket, the blanket, and the baby stroller. By this point, the news story had exploded, which I don't remember this. Like, you think that would have been a news story that you just remembered because it was so obscure. It exploded across the country. National news outlets picked it up. International media covered it. I'm sure probably even the National Enquirer probably had something to do with it because they're on everything, aren't they? Like, aliens sink the Titanic.
Is that even a thing anymore?
Probably. Like,
do you remember? I used to get like the Weekly World News. Remember that thing with Bat Boy and all that?
Some of it's like entertaining. As a kid,
yeah,
man,
it is.
There was nothing better than like looking at the headlines of a magazine at the checkout, especially when it was National Enquirer, because it was so obscure, nowhere remotely like legitimate headlines. Fun fact, did you know that professional wrestler Raven, his dad, used to be like the head editor of the National Enquirer?
I think you've said that on this podcast before.
Probably, because I don't know where it came up, but I'm going to probably say it every time I say National Enquirer. Raven was so underrated. So underrated. So with all that media coverage, that surveillance footage became famous, or what we say in today's terms, it went viral. Social media users couldn't get enough of it because, let's be honest, most crimes, they're pretty depressing. Like, you hear about, somebody doing something crazy, hurting people, shooting up this or that or what have you. This one sounded like a B movie script, like a shark kid in a stroller, a successful aquarium heist, the getaway vehicle, the custom enclosure at the house. It sounds like it could be a terrible Hangover movie or something. Like, what happened? Well, we got drunk to the aquarium and we stole a tiger shark. Well, where is it? Well, it's in the freezer. And a police investigation that actually recovered a victim alive. Pretty good story right there. They recovered the shark. It was alive. The shark probably brought more people to the aquarium after it was stolen than it did before. Well,
did they find any evidence of animal cruelty or anything from the...
No, he just thought he could do better. And he, like I said, he had his shit together. Like, maybe you just go buy some koi fish or something and put them in your tank, but you don't have to go steal it. Because, man, aquariums are just so bad.
Yeah. And even trying to do I've tried to set up a saltwater aquarium. You have to be on top of that or you're going to kill $60 fish, $200 fish every time you put them in there.
Yeah, Dad's like, I think I'm going to get a fish tank. I'm like, yeah.
Get a goldfish. Yeah.
I got a goldfish, man. It's like the size of your hand. It's a big goldfish, and it won't die. Like, we want it.
At the fair.
My father-in-law gave the wife, like, I don't know, 10 rings and was like, win yourself a fish. You can bring it home in the bag or pay $10 and get this little plastic thing. And I'm like, I can't do that to this fish. It's got no room. So I buy a big old glass fish bowl. And if you know anything about goldfish, all they do is shit
everywhere.
And it clouds up the tank so fast.
And it stinks so bad when you change that water, dude.
And
it's so bad.
They started getting big, and I was like, okay, there's 2 of these in this. This isn't big enough. It's only like 2 gallons. So I go and buy like a 10 or 15 gallon tank. They're like, what you putting in? I'm like, I got 2 goldfish. Well, you need like a 30 gallon tank for goldfish. I said, no, I'm buying this because I'm not going to leave it in a glass bowl. I'll put it in there with something that can filter it out. I'm a nice guy, at least. I'm not going to make these fish suffer. Give them something bigger. I don't need a huge tank. Well, one's still alive. And I'll tell you what, between the kid overfeeding it and as much as it poops, we're changing that water constantly. Filter's all dirty. It's just, I'm like, man, come on. And we got to clean it again soon because the wife's sister's coming and she's going to college to be a marine biologist.
Oh.
And focuses on water. And like,
last you got to come test your water.
She's like, your tap water here sucks. I'm like, well, we live in the city. Like, it is what it is. We got bottled water too. Like, you can take your pick, but no, these guys, for the most part, knew what they were doing. Like, bravo for thinking you're doing the right thing, but where does that seem like, well, I'm going to liberate this shark and I'm going to give it a better life. What happens if it gets too big? I'm sure eventually it's going to outgrow your tank. What are you going to do? Go just dump it in the river? You're going to buy a pool and put it in your pool outside.
Put it in the Gulf of Mexico, probably.
Mexico or Gulf of America? I don't even know.
Don't start.
We're looking on the map anymore. The aquarium later reviewed and improved its security procedures while Miss Helen returned to her normal life. After surviving the kidnapping, a road trip, a ride in a bucket, a ride in a stroller, she became evidence in a felony investigation and earning the national celebrity status that she deserved. And she went back to doing what she always did, swimming around while people stared at her and trying to touch her. In the end, nobody got rich and nobody pulled off a perfect crime. The suspects were identified, the shark was recovered, and Miss Helen became one of the most famous sharks in America. The story remains one of the strangest animal theft cases ever investigated and serves as a reminder that sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction.
All right, Dustin, I got a question for you. They're making a movie about Miss Helen and this heist. Who are you casting as the 3 criminals?
So, what's his name from Boondock Saints that played Rocco? Let's just make it a Boondock Saints movie. I'm good with that. Let's see. Let me get all the names here because
give me Zach Galifianakis,
John Patrick Flannery, Norman Reedus, and David Delarocco.
You want Daryl Dixon from The Walking Dead as no, you got to have 2 guys and a girl. So I'm thinking Zach Galifianakis.
About to say Zach Galifianakis would probably be, if we're going to be.
Give me Jonah Hill. And give for the lady.
Can we get James Franco back? Can he come out of his?
He'll be the guy
banishment from Hollywood.
He'll be the guy that's the taking care of the shark, the person watching him.
Okay, we won't make it James Franco. We'll make it his brother. I can't remember his brother's name, but we'll make it him. They look the same.
And then let's give who do we want to be the female of the group? How about what's a lady from Parks and Rec? Oh, I can't think of her name.
I was thinking Reese Witherspoon.
Oh man, that's my favorite. Love her.
I thought maybe she could play that part pretty good.
All right, Dustin, very, very well done. hilarious.
Oh, it's horrible. That's one of the worst episodes we've done.
We're not done yet.
A little too far.
We're not done yet.
Can you save
folks.
us, Jimbo?
I'm going to bring us back down to earth, folks. Kind of.
I can't wait to disrupt you.
Dustin, if there's one thing that people need to know about me, is I like history. And I really like World War II history, and I really like the Civil War history, right? So tonight's episode, I'm going to be talking about something I had never heard of before, which I stumbled across.
Can I drop a teaser here?
No.
Can I drop a teaser?
No, because the teaser may never happen.
It may happen.
It may not. So just don't.
We may be co-starring. I like that word, co-starring.
Comic relief.
A specific, yeah, well, that's what we do. We may be.
Well, spill it out if you're going to say it. Jeez, forget it. I'm going on with my story.
We may be a guest on a history podcast that is talking about one of the greatest travesties in the Civil War.
Well, Dustin will probably be on. I probably won't be, because it'll probably be on a day that I have to get up early to go to work.
It's either going to be on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Thursday.
Can't do Thursdays.
You want to do?
I can't do Wednesdays because I record with Bond. So
you'll have to. You're 6 months ahead. Hey, Bond.
Hey,
Bond. Hey, Bond. If you're listening, he probably won't be on next the Wednesday after we record this, which is probably, I don't know, a week away.
So back to my story before I was so rudely interrupted with that breaking news from Dustin. I had to let him know
because you're talking about Civil War, and that's...
No, I'm not talking about the Civil War. I'm actually talking about World War II. And this is something that I found called Operation Mincemeat. Dustin, have you ever heard of Operation Mincemeat?
I may have actually recently, but I'll listen to you to make sure it's
so. In war, armies fight with bullets, bombs, and tanks, but sometimes the most powerful weapon is a lie. In 1943, the Allies were preparing for one of the most important invasions of World War II. Their target was Sicily. The island would serve as the gateway to mainland Italy and potentially knock one of Hitler's key allies out of the war. There was one problem, though. The Germans knew an invasion was coming. The question wasn't if allies would attack, it was when and it was where. To save thousands of lives and increase the chances of success, British intelligence devised a plan so bizarre that many believed it belonged in a spy novel rather than a military operation. The plan depended on a dead man. A man who never existed. A corpse carrying secret documents, a fake identity, and a story convincing enough to fool Adolf Hitler himself. This is the story of Operation Mincemeat. So buckle up. Here we go.
What year was this again?
By like 1943. So by early 1943, the tide...
He wasn't totally out of it yet. Now, if you just said 1944, 1945 Hitler, he was so drugged up, he'd have been paranoid over anything.
So the tide of World War II had begun to turn. The Germans had suffered devastating losses at Stalingrad. In North Africa, Allied forces were steadily pushing Axis troops towards defeat. Military planners knew the next step would be an invasion of southern Europe. Sicily made perfect sense. The island sat at the center of the Mediterranean and provided direct access to Italy. The problem was that Sicily also made perfect sense to the Germans. If Hitler guessed correctly, the invasion could become a bloodbath. British intelligence needed Germany to believe that the attack would occur somewhere else. The challenge wasn't merely creating false information. The challenge was making Germany discover it on their own. People tend to distrust information handed directly to them, but information they believe they've stolen, now that becomes valuable.
So you're into the Civil War too. So let's tie this into the Civil War. General Lee allegedly was burning some documents that the Union was able to recover. Was that on purpose? Or was that just a mistake?
The world may never know.
Well, I just wanted your opinion.
We just wait till we get on with this story, and then you can find out.
Expert.
I never said I was an expert. I said I like it.
Well, you're the resident expert right now.
Well, between me and you, yes, I'll take that gladly. So the origins of Operation Mincemeat can be traced back to a remarkable document known as the Trout Memo. Written in part by Naval Intelligence Officer Lieutenant Commander Ian Fleming, the future creator of James Bond, the memo contained dozens of ideas for deceiving the enemy. One suggestion involved planting false documents on a corpse and allowing enemy intelligence to find it. Most people dismissed the idea, but two intelligence officers kept thinking about it. Those two were Ewan Montagu and Charles Colmanondeli. I hope I spelled that right. We're just going to call them Ewan and Charles from now on.
Spelled it right. You said, you pronounced it. You didn't
Cholmondeley. The pair worked in British intelligence and specialized in deception operations. As they searched for ways to protect the Sicily invasion, the corpse ideal resurfaced. What if they could create an entire fake person? What if that person carried documents proving the Allies intended to invade, let's say, Greece? And what if German intelligence found those documents? Sure, it sounded absurd, yet the more they examined the plan, the more it seemed possible. The first challenge they had to come up with was obtaining a body. Not just any body. The corpse needed to appear as someone who had died at sea. Eventually, authorities located a suitable candidate. His name was Glyndwr Michael, Glyndwr Michael. He was a Welsh laborer who had lived a difficult life. Homeless and struggling, he died after ingesting rat poison. His death attracted little attention. Yet after death, he would unknowingly become one of the most important figures in Allied intelligence history. British officials quietly secured permission to use his body. The details remained secret for decades. Now, they needed to transform him into someone else. The dead man became Major William Martin of the Royal Marines, but simply giving him a uniform wasn't enough. Real people leave traces of their lives everywhere. They carry receipts, letters, photographs, personal items, memories, you name it. The British understood that if German intelligence examined the body, they would inspect everything. So they created his entire life. Major Martin carried a wallet, a bank letter, theater ticket stubs, keys, a receipt for an engagement ring. Most importantly, he carried photographs of a fictional fiancée named Pam. Pam wasn't real. She was portrayed by a secretary working for British intelligence. Love letters between Pam and Martin were placed inside his pockets. The letters felt genuine. They discussed ordinary matters, small arguments, affection, future plans, including weddings.
I'm not trying to deal with that right now. I'm fighting a war.
Anyone reading them would conclude that Major Martin had truly existed.
That needs painted outside your house. You need to come do it. Next time you're on leave, come paint the fence.
The deception became so detailed that many of the planners reportedly felt emotionally attached to the fictional officer. He had become a real person in their minds.
They were catfishing themselves.
Yeah. They love this guy. Now came the most important part of this operation, the documents. Inside a locked briefcase attached to Major Martin's wrist were highly sensitive papers. The letters suggested that Allied forces planned major attacks against Greece and Sardinia. Sicily appeared only as a possible diversion. The documents were carefully crafted. They included enough truth to seem authentic. Too many details and they would appear suspicious. Too little information would be useless. The planners,
you put that like in the breast pocket of your coat, not a briefcase.
Well, you ever seen those people that have like the briefcase handcuffed to the wrist with their really important stuff?
But if the guy was dead, you think somebody just took the briefcase?
Not if he died in a boating accident or something.
You'd have thought that he had somebody with him that would have took the suitcase.
You never know. Maybe all other men died too. The planners wanted German intelligence analysts to feel that they had uncovered a priceless secret that could turn the tides of the war. The next challenge was delivering Major Martin to the enemy. British submarine HMS Seraph was assigned the mission. In April 1943, the submarine carried the body toward the coast of Spain. Spain was officially a neutral country at this time. However, many Spanish officials maintained strong ties with Germany. British intelligence believed any documents recovered there would eventually reach the Nazi hands. Before dawn on April 30th, 1943, sailors carefully released the body into the sea. The corpse drifted toward shore. Major William Martin had begun his final mission. The body was discovered by Spanish fishermen. Authorities recovered it and found the briefcase, exactly as British intelligence had hoped. Spanish officials secretly shared the documents with German intelligence. The Germans, of course, photographed every page. Then they carefully returned the papers. British intelligence anxiously waited. Had the Germans believed the deception, or had they recognized that it was a trap? Weeks passed. Evidence started slowly to emerge. German troops' deployments began changing. Defenses were strengthened in Greece. Additional forces were moved to areas mentioned in the documents. Most importantly, troops were shifted away from Sicily. The deception appeared to be working. Then came the ultimate confirmation. Adolf Hitler himself accepted the intelligence as genuine. He became convinced that Greece represented the primary Allied target. The dead man had fooled the highest levels of Nazi leadership. On July 10th, 1943, Allied forces launched Operation Husky, the invasion of Sicily. More than 150,000 troops stormed the island. Although resistance remained fierce, German and Italian forces were not concentrated as heavily as they might have been. The deception had achieved its purpose. Military historians continue to debate exactly how many lives Operation Mincemeat saved. The number can truly never be known. But there is little doubt that the operation contributed significantly to Allied success. Within weeks, Sicily fell. The invasion helped trigger the collapse of Benito Mussolini's regime. The road into Italy had opened. For decades, the story remained classified. The public knew nothing about Major William Martin, nothing about the corpse, nothing about the deception. Even Glyndwr Michael's role remained hidden. Eventually, government records were released, and historians pieced together the extraordinary truth. What seemed like fiction turned out to be real. One of the greatest espionage operations in history had hinged on a homeless Welshman who never knew he would help change the course of a world war. Operation Mincemeat succeeded because it understood something fundamental about human nature. People often believe what they want to believe. The Germans expected an Allied invasion. They searched desperately for clues. When those clues appeared in the briefcase of a dead officer, they accepted them. The Allies didn't force Germany to believe a lie. They simply gave Germany the opportunity to discover it. A corpse, a briefcase, a fake fiancé, a fabricated life, and a deception so convincing that it helped alter the course of World War II. Sometimes history isn't changed by a battle. Sometimes it's changed by a dead man floating in the sea. And that is Operation Mincemeat.
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell. Can you imagine, though? What if they would have put it on Miss Helen, the shark, and sent her over there and had a fisherman catch her?
We found this briefcase
on a shark.
Attached to a shark. Or would it be more of a message in a bottle?
I don't know. Oh, no. He's starting to sing. Well, we hope you like this episode.
I wanted to figure out where I could sing "When the Moon Hits Your Eye Like a Big Pizza Pie."
That's got to be a pizza store heist or something.
It's an imposter.
So, Dustin, where can they find us on the social medias?
You could probably find us at Dark Discoveries on Facebook, Instagram, probably X. I don't know if we're on Twitter.
Dustin doesn't even know where to find himself.
We may even have a YouTube going at this point that gets a little bit of traction, but I don't think the world's ready to see us.
Well, we're working on some stuff behind the scenes where eventually, maybe by 2028, maybe sooner.
A friend of the show, Kevin from History Goon, says, if you want history from somebody who looks like, what he said, like the janitor or whatever.
The high school gym teacher, wasn't it?
Yeah. If you want to watch a podcast of two men that look like your high school lunch ladies, donate us some money. We'll buy some cameras and we'll,
I don't think my beard's thick enough yet.
I'll tell you what, man, our lunch ladies, like, they were pretty good. Like,
they were good looking, or were they
pretty good? Like, that's bad.
All lunch ladies make good food usually.
Anymore, it's like terrible.
I don't know. I haven't been to school in a while though, in like 30 years.
Our school was pretty decent, but that was around the time that who was president was it the first Obama election in like 2004 or 5?
I don't know.
They started taking like the real like pop out of the schools. It's like, oh, you have to be healthy. So things started to change. But I'll tell you what, man, when Grandparents' Day came around and they like the chicken and noodles were okay, but the rolls that you would get for like 30 cents.
And let's not forget about the school pizza, man.
We had what we called chili Crispitos. It was basically just taco meat, deep fried in a tortilla shell, like you roll it up like a taquito, and then you just smother it with nacho cheese. And then like school chili was so good with government peanut butter. Oh man.
Wait a minute, peanut butter in your chili?
You don't eat peanut butter?
No.
Are you one of those sick?
Yes, I put noodles in my chili. Is that what you're going to say?
No. Can I drop? What's my FPMs? FPEs?
You get 0.
Did I get 0 anymore?
Yes, we might have a fourth grader listening by now. Okay.
Any normal person eats a peanut butter sandwich with their chili. A grilled cheese is not an option for chili. My wife, her family does.
I don't eat any sandwich when I eat chili. I eat chili by itself.
Okay, get you no jelly, just a peanut butter sandwich.
That sounds terrible.
Get you a cold glass of milk.
You drink milk with chili too?
A big bowl of chili.
You drink milk with chili.
The only reason you have milk with your chili is for the peanut butter sandwich.
Then why? That's like two different meals.
You dip the peanut butter sandwich.
Okay, I'm done. He's going off a whole nother tangent about food that nobody does.
You can find us at darkdiscoveriespod@gmail.com. Tell me, please, for the love of all things holy, email us and let us know if you eat a sandwich with your chili and what kind of sandwich.
Or if you just eat chili by itself like a normal human being. Right?
I'm telling you, man, a peanut butter.
You're probably one of those guys that has to have a grilled cheese with your tomato soup too, right?
Yeah, I love grilled
cheese.
See,
I don't like if I'm going to have soup, give me soup. If I'm going to have grilled cheese, give me grilled cheese. I don't want the two ever to twain.
I kind of went down that rabbit hole like last week. Like I
know you did. We talked about it like you said 3 times.
It hit the spot, man. But
just remember,
do you like when you have pizza, you crave corn?
No.
Because school got you eating peanut,
No, see, you could at my school, the private school I went to, you could pick what you wanted on your meal. You didn't have to get the whatever they served.
Really? So. They did that in the 50s? They really gave you
No, that was Bond. I was in the 80s, so. But just remember, the deeper you dive.
If you didn't get the main lunch, you got the alternative.
I can't anymore. We're ending this episode.
A hamburger or a
This has been Dark Discoveries, where the deeper you dive,
the darker it gets.
Without a peanut butter sandwich.
With a PB and chili.
You said no, Jay.
PB. Peanut butter and chili.
You said no jelly for doing it.
Why are we arguing for the extra?
I don't know. We've never done this before.
I don't know.
We need Jackie back. She needs to keep us under control.